What is going on, football fans, and welcome back to another edition of Breaking the Birds. Now we're going to go through Landon Dickerson. It's been a couple games since we reviewed his game, and in this one he's going up against a very good and stacked defensive interior against Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, William Gholston, and some good backups in there as well. So let's get right to the tape. Starting off very well here with the zone read. So zone blocking to the left side along with Jason Kelce. First off, gives a very good pop here to Vita Vea, moves him into the C gap, and then along with Andre Dillard taking on the defensive end right there. And Jason Kelce will be moving up to the linebacker. So Kelce and Landon creating a very good gap if Hurts was to give it off to Miles Sanders. Single block against Ndamukong Suh here. Jason Kelce will be sliding to the right side. And so it is a one-on-one situation. Takes on Ndamukong well. Doesn't really get pushed back much. And then he sinks the anchor here after a few steps and holds him up well. So an RPO here. And what it means for Landon is, once again, he is zone blocking to the left side. And he gets a very good block here on Vita Vea and sort of gets him sealed off to the outside there. And so when the split zone is coming in with Zach Ertz, you have a very good crease for Miles Sanders to run up through here. And unfortunately, the block from Jack Driscoll is going to drive his defensive tackle into Landon Dickerson, so he's going to trip. So we see him here. Takes on Vita Vea well. Jack Driscoll coming in here with his block. That goes into Landon, so he trips over, and Vita comes free into the backfield. Single block on Vita Vea, who gets very good leverage on Landon on this rep right here, and tries to bull rush him into Jalen. A little bit of a high play from Landon here. He doesn't get smothered or anything like that, but he does get pushed back progressively throughout the play here. So want him to drop the anchor a little bit more, play a little bit lower, squat down a little bit more. He gets sort of stiff in his legs there. Bucs sending extra pressure and have the stunt here at the line with White, who's going to creep here a little bit and then going to slant to the other side or stunt to the other side of the line of scrimmage. Dickerson does a good job of looking for work here, and then finding Devin there at the last second and getting him blocked into the ground. Going up against William Gholston here from the 3-tech position. Once again, he's going to first extend his arms here and then go bull rush into Landon a little bit. He gets some help from Jason Kelce, but he gets in sort of an odd angle, and so when William is tripping here, it sort of affects the throw here from Jalen, who could have stepped a little bit to the side, delivered the ball a little bit earlier. So you want him once again squat down a little bit more and take on the defensive lineman a little bit lower than what he's doing here. Power running play. So we're gonna have the pull from Driscoll. And Dickerson's responsibility is to down block on the one technique in Vita Vea here. He's a big guy, so it doesn't move him as much, but he gets what he sort of what you want here with a seal block. And then you like to have him chop his feet a little bit more to drive him a little bit downfield. Okay block, could have been better. Picks up the blitz well from Kevin Minter right here. Has him in good control and installs his rush. Now once again, solo block on Ndamukong Suh. Gonna block this as if it is a running play. Gets very good hand placement on Ndamukong here. You see a little bit more of a drive in his feet at that rep. So we don't get to see much more than that, but that's a good rep. Good job along with Jason Kelce here, who is sliding to the left side of scoop blocking with Vita Vea and taking away his momentum, then looking out there to the defensive end with a hand on him, then comes back to Vita afterwards. Very good job of taking the one-tech defensive tackle in Raheem to the outside here. First engage with his inside arm, so he has an eye on Joe Tryon as he's coming out here, so he knows, all right, am I going to pick him up? Are they stunting? And then he just fully committed to Raheem afterwards with a good block. Very good job here. First checking off the one tech to see if he's going to work in combination with Jason Kelce on him. He's going to slant to the strong side. All right, so then you get your eyes out for Joe Tryon, who's getting the inside of Andre Dillard. Pop. And then it allows Andre to get the block on Joe afterwards. So good job here, keeping your eyes open, noticing the slant, finding work, and helping out Andre to sort out the rush from that side. Another good rep in combination with Jason Kelce on the one tech. And still, this is where you see him really progress from the first start he had. He's much more active here in looking out for the defensive end while he's in control of the block he's already making. So he gets his eye out there for the defensive end initially before he fully commits to the block on Vita. So takes him on well with Kelce here. Block, look out. All right, nothing's coming. You commit to the block. And this was the play where Everybody seems sort of surprised from the snap here, except for Jason Kelce. Either way, Landon Dickerson gets a good punch on Vita Vea there and works along with Jason Kelce to get that block. See, I really like this rip right here. So first, very good punch on William Gholston in the 3-tech defensive tackle position right there. Has him in full control. And then he's looking outwards there for the defensive end coming inside. And there, boom, gets his hand on him and his eyes in there. Sees, all right, Jason has that block. He's going to keep getting an arm on the defensive tackle and then still has his eyes inside. Good awareness there. And the little wrinkle to it is that I need him to keep doing it. He sort of said, all right, so this is the guy I have now. Now I'm just going to keep blocking this dude. And if he gets an eye out there, he's going to see Jason Kelce as the play progresses sort of get beat there. So really good job the first 3 seconds. Last half second, would just like him to keep doing that. Good job of looking for work here. Keeps his eyes out. He doesn't have anything there. Initially, Joe Tryon is dropping, so he gets his eyes out there for the defensive end and helps out Andre Dillard with JPP. Running up the middle here. And we have the zone rules for the offensive line here once again. And in the 1-tech we have Vita Vea. So we want Landon Dickerson and Jason Kelce to clear him out. And then you have the backside block there with Andre Dillard. And so that leaves a wide opening. But I need Dickerson to keep on the block with Vita Vea, so we know that he is not going to disrupt the play here, because both Landon and Jason thinks that they're gonna move up for the second level here. You take a look at it. So Landon thinks, all right, I got a good pop on him. Jason is going to reach block him and seal the rest to the outside there. And then Landon is looking at 51. Problem is, Jason is also looking at 51 because he has Vita going to his inside, and that's where he expects Landon to be. And ultimately, Jason is right. Landon has to carry that blocker. When he's to the right of him, and he's still to the right of him, he needs to drive him. And Jason needs to get up there for the second level defender. So unfortunate, because it's a really big gap for Miles Sanders. Impressive block here on Vita Vea, and I just want you to see here the wide angle to begin with, to see how little room he gives up to him. Still has about 1.5 yards to go for Hurts at the time that he's throwing it. Look at here from the box view as well. We get to see the good to see him drop his weight here as he's taking him on. Has a hat lower than him. Gets more squatty than we saw in the first quarter. Good block. Very good job. Single block on William Gholston. Despite having 7-man protection. And the only question I have here, as the play is progressing, he's giving Hurts a lot of time here on this single block against Gholston. But what is Andre Dillard doing on this play, though? Double teaming up on Joe Tryon. He has nothing. He needs to get his eyes out there for William Gholston. He does that too late, and so it ends up becoming a little bit of an effect on Hurts as he's throwing that pass. Good block by Landon. He holds him up for about 3 seconds before he even gets to the outside with the counter move. Got to do better, Dillard. Good block by Dickerson. Another point here where Landon is doing much better than we saw in the first couple of games here. So they're going to fake the zone to the right side here, and then they're going to stall because it is a design pass play. And so he becomes wide here against the defensive tackle, who is then going to work inside. The defensive tackle has a lot of space to work with. We saw this against the 49ers, where Landon's feet got a little bit uncoordinated and he got out of balance. He does a really good job here of setting his feet afterwards, after he's been faking to the right side, to his right side. Here, good footwork coming back, shuffle feet, in position at all times. Single block on William Gholston here on a zone right. Very good push. He gets there initially to get him laterally, then move him a little bit upfield. Split zone to the left side. Initially a very good punch or a good block on William Gholston on 92 here. Gets him moved a few yards, but then I need him to keep driving his legs. He's sort of satisfied with what he's done at this point, and it's fine. If everybody did their job and had their guys moved, then you did your job. But that is not always the case. In fact, that is hardly the case ever with a perfect run play. So you need to continue to drive William downfield after he takes away his momentum. And it's probably easy for him because he already has him in full control right here. All it takes is just him keep driving the legs after. Zone read, very good job here of working up to a linebacker and staying in balance as you're coming up there on 51. So he gets him sealed a little bit off. Very good job. Solo pass block against Ndamukong Suh from the 3-tech defensive tackle. Good initial punch there. Good hand placement afterwards. Decent block. Jailbreak screen, and not much positive to take away from the offense in general, but Landon does find good work out here in 51. Puts him on the ground. Very good pass rep here against Vita Vea in the one-tech defensive tackle here position. Play action, and he's going to drive him outside. Vita wants to go upfield. That's fine. You just keep taking him there. I think initially this is supposed to have been a trap block, but the defensive line is slanting to our left side, so that becomes a little bit more difficult for Landon. So he does a good job here of just driving Gholston, I believe it is, downfield. No, that is Vita Vea. So even more impressive. That is a big dude. So he drives him well downfield, and Kelce comes over with the assist out there. Major gap for Miles Sanders, who finds it and gets some positive yards there. Solo block and pass protection on Vita once again in the one tech. Good hand placement initially. Drive him a little bit upfield. Good footwork. This is what I'm talking about. Zone to the left side, and the left side just does a really good job here. Jason Kelce takes Devin White for a ride downfield. Landon Dickerson moves William Gholston well at the line of scrimmage and holds him up, and that brings him a big run for Miles Sanders. Once again, on the very next play, we're going to the right side this time. Once against William Gholston, this time in the 3 technique against Landon Dickerson. Again, good hand placement on him. Drives him well downfield, and as coming out there, you let him know. You lay on top of him. This time, Vita gets the better of him on inside running play here to zone left side. Doesn't get the pop on Vita that he wants. He tries to turn him a little bit instead of attacking him downhill, and that allows Vita to come in and stall Miles Sanders for Joe Tryon to make the tackle afterwards. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a firm believer that this was the best game we've seen from Landon Dickerson so far. Only a few mistakes can be all be counted on one hand, and he was a lot better in space, with his eyes, keeping an eye out, working in combination with both Andre Dillard and Jason Kelce, and when his defensive tackle in front of him was dropping into coverage, he did a very good job of looking for work and helping out elsewhere. Had some very good one-on-one blocks against Ndamukong Suh. So all in all, I think he's progressing very nicely. And as soon as Brandon Brooks comes back for that right guard spot, I think we can safely say that Landon Dickerson will be secure in the left guard spot, and we're pretty set there. Hopefully, it's going to be soon. Still a few things to work on, especially the drive in the run game. Got to keep chopping the feet. He's a big guy, so he's going to take away momentum quickly. But then afterwards, you need to keep driving to move the line. And in pass protection, still plays a little bit high sometimes. Got to squat down to not get knocked off to not get knocked off the balance. And it's probably a result of him being a little bit more aware of his feet. You know, when you're very focused on how you're working your feet, you also get a little bit higher sometimes, and so that's a natural transition period. But I think he's doing a good job so far, and especially against this front.